How's it going, everybody? I'll be doing a gum chewing VR Oculus Quest 2 Ramble here today. Meta Quest 2, not today. That's still the Oculus Quest. I'm not calling it Meta Quest. I'm just kind of rambling on it again and just talking about the stuff I've been playing on it as well. Got its old carrying case, so I'll do some sounds here real quick. These are the two controllers you use. They're actually nice controllers. They're well designed for what you need to do. They got these are triggers, two top and bottom triggers, and A, B, Y, and X buttons. Make a pretty good sound, actually. Here's the old headset. Just put it on. I'm not gonna be able to see anything, but I do want to make actually. I do want to make a video at some point like this involving this thing. I want to do it this weekend. We'll see if I actually do. I did not do a video yesterday, so. This is obviously the headset. I'm still enjoying the VR. Admittedly, after I had beaten RE4, I messed around a little bit with the Paranormal Activity game. And then I didn't pick the thing up for, God, it had to be like 3 weeks, I feel like. I mean, that's not because I wasn't enjoying it. It's also just, I was playing other things on like the Xbox or whatever. But I think Resident Evil 4 was kind of, and there are other games, like I know there's a Walking Dead game that has more length and stuff. But I think it's more just the VR in a lot of ways is an experience. Like even with Resident Evil 4, I'd put an hour into that. I would just pop the headset off, every like half hour. Once or twice during an hour session, I'd pop it up just to kind of get your bearings or whatever. But that was kind of an exception to the rule because that was a longer game. And it was so, like I said, that was still one of the best, if not the best game experience I've ever had. That was something else. Fucking amazing. I want to pick up the Walking Dead game as well because I know that's kind of similar and it's a longer game. I've got other stuff on there as well. I've got the Vader Immortal, the 3 parts I'd picked up on sale a while back and played some of the first one. I picked up Star Wars Pinball on there for sale as well. I have the Manor, Affected the Manor. That was the first game I got, that National Geographic game as well. And did I say Paranormal Activity? Well, I have Paranormal Activity game and this game Dread Halls. that was ended up being 85 cents because they just randomly gave me a $10 credit, which was pretty sweet. So I'm like, and that game was $10 normally, so I just got charged the tax. Or it's actually 84 cents, I think. But the headset is fairly comfortable, actually. You have to find the right position. The two eye things on the inside, you can move a little bit. I think they have like 2 settings to help with, you don't want it to be blurry. Sometimes it's blurry. So it will take maybe a minute to kind of get the headset in a perfect position where you're seeing as clear as possible. But one of the main reasons I got the thing, I saw that was the Resident Evil game, which I didn't get immediately. I got like a week later, but I was more into like all the survival horror type stuff and just horror experiences, which is most of the stuff I have. I guess not really. Paranormal Activity, Dread Halls, Affected the Manor, and Resident Evil. Then I have the 3 others that aren't. The Affected the Manor I was actually playing maybe last week. I was doing like the Manor part. It's like a half-hour thing. Short. There's a couple different modes you can do in it as well, and there's like a few different separating paths, so you can kind of play it again. I guess you gotta find like the right path to get out. But there was a part. Now I'll say, that game originally when I played it standing up, I was like getting nauseous. That happened a little bit with Resident Evil at first too, but I got used to it because you can change the controls to where it kind of jumps, but I didn't want to do that with Resident Evil, so it kind of goes like this, or it jumps. Affected the Manor doesn't even have that. It's just all like smooth turning, and it takes a little while to kind of get used to it. You can sit as well, and depending on the game, sitting, it'll be sitting, room scale, or standing, or good for all. I'll tell you what it's preferred to play it as. But I was playing this game, and I started to get nauseous again because I got up to a part where I'm walking across like a very narrow kind of bridge. It's got like 2 things on the side, but then it started to actually twist completely around, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna puke. But that was kind of cool, though. That was pretty creepy. That whole scenario is fairly creepy. I completed the Paranormal Activity game, but I need to play it again because I missed a thing or 2 to find for like the true ending or whatever. But that game, well, also not long once you know what you're doing. That game's fucking pretty goddamn creepy. I enjoyed my time with that. Some of those games are like really creepy. You kind of like take the headset up for a minute. You're like, oh Jesus Christ. Yeah. Like Resident Evil 4 was never a really creepy game, but for the experience and gameplay standpoint of how they changed the gameplay for the VR is something else. It's fucking awesome. Paranormal Activity is creepy as fuck, though. I go back to this house, you gotta find a bunch of shit. And random stuff starts happening and stuff, and it's actually really creepy. And the cool thing about the VR stuff is that you don't need to throw constant scares and shit at people because you're always thinking something's coming, so you're always constantly like on edge because you turn a corner, you're like, oh shit, what are they gonna throw in my face to have me shit? And a lot of times nothing happens, but you're in your mind, you're thinking shit's gonna happen, so it's good with that because it's gonna keep you on edge, even when nothing's happening. Now, got another cool Dread Halls is actually really creepy too. That's another cool one. I'm like, you know what? I was reading some reviews on it before I bought it, and I want the cheapest possible thing with that $10 off. And a lot of people said that one was creepy, and that game is actually pretty fucking creepy. You go into like almost a for me, like a Shining in the Darkness type, you're just in like this dungeon type thing, and it's first person, obviously, and you're going through corridors and stuff. And, you gotta, like, find, I guess, other travelers' eyes and put them on these pedestals. And then, like, there's this, like, woman who, like, is creeping around. And if you look her at the face, you're like, you like see her face, you're fucked. So you see her, and you gotta turn around and start booking it. There's another part where, like, this random fucking creature chased me and killed me. I'm like, what the hell is that thing? It just, like, appeared out of nowhere. And this game has some very tight corridors you're walking through, so you're like, oh my god, whatever is going to be on the other end is going to be right in my face. So that's a creepy one. A lot of these games are not overly long, but like I said, they're not really expensive. Paranormal Activity was $20, and maybe that was $5 too much, but Affected the Manor was $10. The Dread Halls is $10. I mean, I had the coupon, but it's normally $10, and those are good prices for these games, I think. You can play them more than once, too. But I feel after a few playthroughs of some of these horror-type games, they're going to really lose the impact they have. Even, like, Affected the Manor, I'll go through it again, but I'm going to know a lot of the things that are coming, so it's not going to creep me out. But it's always fun to let other people try it, too, and then see them react. Like even Paranormal Activity, I'll go through it this time and I know what the scares are going to be. So, unless you forget them too, which sometimes if you don't play for a little bit, you're going to forget what happened and you're going to be scared all over again. But, yeah. What was I just going to say? Oh, like Vader Immortal's kind of cool. I only played some of the first episode, but you're using, you get a lightsaber at one point. It's actually pretty intuitive when you're using it. That was fun. The Star Wars pinball's kind of cool. I played a good amount of that. It's kind of like you're over the table like this, and you're, kind of into it. That's kind of fun. National Geographic game too is kind of cool. You're like, that one's kind of cool because you're taking pictures, and you got to take certain pictures where you're at and stuff like that, and do little kind of objectives, and that one's kind of fun as well. I also it's actually a good scratching sound. I did YouTube on here, and it's pretty wild. I was watching some ASMR videos and a couple other videos, video game type videos, and it's pretty crazy because it's like a theater almost. It's like right in your face, and you can bring it pretty damn close. You can also push it out a little bit, but it's an interesting way to watch videos. It takes a little getting used to, but that's kind of cool as well. They have Netflix on there also and shit, but so you can watch actual movies and shit. But it's kind of a cool feature. But, I just wanted to kind of make a video just rambling about what I've been playing on and get a couple sounds in there as well. And I'll kind of go about my experiences with having it when I get out in November. So it's been a little over 3 months, and I'm still enjoying it. Like I said, it's the kind of thing where you're gonna go. Like at first, I was playing the shit out of it, and then when I got Resident Evil, I was really playing the shit out of it. And Resident Evil is such an experience. I almost was like, okay, I'm gonna put it down because I did mess around with Paranormal Activity briefly, but it's gonna be so hard to top that. I should say, in terms of like a full gameplay experience, it's gonna be very hard to top that. Like some of these other games, obviously, are a lot creepier than the Resident Evil was. So that's a plus about them. There's a cool one I'm gonna play. It's like you're stuck underwater and you gotta escape and shit. You gotta find air and stuff. That one looks cool. I can't remember what it's called. You know what? I will say trying to find stuff can be kind of annoying because, like, I'll go to the survival horror section or whatever, and they don't even have Resident Evil in there. They don't have everything in there. You gotta like search for shit and stuff, or like look it up online and then find it and then search it on the headset itself or the phone. You get the phone app, which I have, which is nice. I need to get a headset though with a mic in front so I can film. I did the one Resident Evil gameplay, but it was without me talking. It was just the game sounds because I have a mic with the little headphones with the mic, but you have to push the button down, so I can't play the game with the button. With my one hand using the holding the mic button down. So I need to just find a cheap headset and maybe do some more gameplays of that shit so you get some good reactions. You see some good reactions from me, kind of being like, oh shit, but it's cool because you can film right from the headset and then you send it to the Oculus Quest app and then you upload it right from there. So it runs pretty smooth, which is nice. I was having an issue with it working properly, and then like I just reinstalled the app and it worked. So what that was all about. I got my shitty pajama shirt on yet, so I'm like, it's early in the morning. It's like, no, well, now it's 9. But I didn't get a video up yesterday, so I wanted to get a vid up early today, and maybe even get a gameplay video up later tonight. I don't know, or just film one tonight and put it up tomorrow, and then try to do that other one I wanted to do with the headset tomorrow, Monday. I'll put this thing on again. It's kind of a lot like this. I don't know if it's even coming up. You're just kind of like, and you're like doing stuff. Like, it was cool because like Resident Evil, it was like you had to pull the shotgun out like this. You're reloading your gun like this. You gotta go like that and shit. You gotta do a lot of cool stuff. It's cool, it's cool the way they do stuff. A little practice here with I can see it slightly under here, which is kind of good. I can lift it a little bit to kind of get a little bit of a feel. But yeah, I would still recommend getting this thing. I got the $300 one. It's 128 gigs. It's really, I forget how many gigs it actually was. It was over 100, I think. Maybe 102 or some shit. Maybe even more than that, actually. I don't know. And there's a $400 one that's 256. Honestly, not a lot of the games are big. Some can push like 40 gigs, but the thing is, once you've beaten it, you kind of got just delete it. Unless you want to play it again, then you can reinstall it or whatever. A lot of the games are small, though. Like, a lot of the games are really small, a couple of gigs. So, that's a positive. That's kind of why I was looking at the size of some of the games I was interested in before I bought it. And I was like, yeah, the 128 is fine. Maybe it's like 113 total after the system memory. I don't know. But yeah, that's just some button pressing and some scratching and stuff. Another VR ramble, I would absolutely recommend Resident Evil 4. Dread Hall's Paranormal Activity, The Lost Soul, that one's called. Affected the Manor is really cool. Like, any of the horror stuff is typically good, and it's not overly expensive. Vader is really cool too. Now, I would almost get that on a deal because separately the episodes are $10 each. There's 3 of them. I got the 3 for I want to say it was like $14.99. I got the 3 for half off. It was some sale I had a few months back. If you're into Star Wars, that one's cool. Obviously, the pinball's all right. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. I've kind of wanted it on the Switch for a while, and I'm just like, oh, it was on sale on there. I ended up paying like maybe $11 or $12. Still cool, but not as much of an experience, but still a cool game. National Geographic game's pretty cool if you're into like seeing sights around the world and stuff. And they also have walking simulators where you can go to different parts of the world and stuff. What's the other game? I think that's it, right? The horror games are all, the ones that I have at least, are all creepy and absolutely worth it. Resident Evil is absolutely worth $40 too. You'd think, oh, maybe not, but it's a completely different game. And if you haven't played it in a long time, I couldn't remember most of this shit anyway. But yeah, it's a VR ramble with some button pressing and stuff like that. But thanks for checking this out, and have a good day.